Brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Their third-generation trimmer features cutting-edge ceramic blade, and let's not forget about the charging stand. Go to manscaped.com now and use code PITLANE to get 20% off plus free shipping.
Welcome to another episode of Pit Lane Parley.
Welcome to another episode of Pit Lane Parley. I am your host, Mike Jokum. Jess and Matt are joining me tonight. Guys, how are we?
Other than the fact that you sound like a robot, I'm great.
I am host Mike. How are you?
I was just trying something different like Matt did last week to make everybody laugh a little bit when they listen to the episode. Because we all need a little bit of a laugh right now. So, on a not laughing matter, I want to give my condolences to the Steinbrenner family. George Steinbrenner's father, Hank Steinbrenner, passed away, I think, this morning. So it's Tuesday morning. He was only 63, but owner of the Yankees, also a huge race fan. So I hope the Steinbrenner family is doing okay during this incredibly tough time right now.
Yeah, what Mike said, it's been a tough couple of weeks for everybody, really, and to throw this on top is obviously devastating for them. So just thinking of George IV and his family. George has always said that Hank was a big supporter of his ambitions in the racing world. So that was awesome to hear. And we'll be reflecting on those stories for sure in the coming days. So just thinking of the whole Steinbrenner family.
Yeah, I agree with both of you and hope that they're taking this time since they have some time to reflect on, the good memories and just keep it as positive as it can, because obviously this is a terrible time for anything like this to happen. So thoughts with the whole Steinbrenner family right now.
Yeah, and real quick before we discuss iRacing and some sim racing and all on whatnot, just did want to touch on the unfortunate iRacing incident from this weekend in Kyle Larson, who, as everybody probably knows, did get let go from Chip Ganassi Racing today for his racial slur Sunday night. Really just no excuse for that. Please, anybody who is doing any sort of streaming or talking, please don't ever say anything like that. It's just not okay. Hopefully Kyle learns from his lesson, but yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah, don't think he's a bad guy at all. I think it was just, a mistake, and hopefully he learns from it and is able to grow and move forward, and we'll see what happens from here.
Yeah, I'm just a big fan of not saying that word ever. So it was definitely disconcerting, and yeah, it's just been a kind of hot topic on social media this week. So to see all the people debating about shouldn't be fired has been a little disheartening as well. So just don't say it. It's pretty simple as that. But we'll move on to something a little more positive here. We're going to talk about the last iRacing challenge, which was the INDYCAR version, which was at Michigan. It started off a little crazy, and I don't know. A lot of people were questioning what it looked like the 1996 US Kart 500, and it kind of did. It did. It was we'll say a cluster, a hot mess disaster.
Disaster. Thank you.
There you go. I believe like 20 cars out of the 29 cars were involved in that. Started up near like Oliver Askew's area, but basically it kind of threw a wrench in everybody's strategy with pit stops and whatnot. So the winner was Simon Pagenaud, followed by Scott McLaughlin, and then, as Connor Daly, Ed Carpenter, Alexander Rossi, and Colton Herta say, Dale Jesus. They don't say Dale Jr., they say Dale Jesus. I don't know why I got such a kick out of that. But what were your guys' overall impressions of the race at Michigan?
So, yeah, the start of the race was definitely a hot mess disaster. And my immediate thought and because I was on the phone with my dad, or texting my dad, was, "Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is not like any of the practice races that Matt and I tuned into on Twitch throughout the week." It did recover. I know it's a little bit of a quote unquote fuel mileage race, but the broadcast was pretty good. It's good to watch racing. It definitely helps me stay a little distracted from everything going on in the world right now. So, despite not being a super awesome race, it was still fun. There were some good battles, and ultimately, yes, it was decided by fuel, but I did enjoy it.
I watched the hot mess disaster start and finished eating my lunch and threw my hands up and went outside and built some really nice patio furniture. So, sorry guys, I just can't do it. Like I really tried. I sat down and had my lunch and I was ready to watch, and then and I just couldn't anymore.
So I take it you're a big fan of this iRacing stuff?
Like so big of a fan.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those who's kind of disappointed that it turned into a few mileage race. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping for a pack race because pack racing in real life is scary and dangerous, but virtual pack racing is super cool and fun. So I was disappointed it turned into a few mileage race. Yeah, but Simon Pagenaud got it right. Can't take anything away from him. Kind of leads me into my next point, though, with the hot mess express disaster that we saw at the beginning there. There was discussion on the Twitch streams with race control and whatnot about restarting the race because the whole field was basically involved other than like 6 cars. And they decided to keep going on because they had to stick within the TV window. There's a lot of moving parts with this, but what are your guys' thoughts? Is it more important to put on a quote unquote pack race type show where it's kind of what the fans were expecting and it creates a lot of action? Or is it more important to make NBC happy and fit the race within the TV window, even if that means not restarting the race when 20 cars are involved?
So, I think the answer is somewhere in the middle there. I get what they're trying to do in terms of this fast repair stuff and whatnot, especially before the race started. But at the end of the day, they have a TV window and they need to stick to it because NBC is obviously more important than iRacing and clearing black flags and damage. That whole that was the biggest hot mess disaster, was trying to figure out, well, I've got damage, I should get a fast repair. No, you've got damage, you shouldn't get a fast repair. Like I felt like I was in some like weird game of like choosing teams in high school dodgeball for a couple minutes there. Like it was annoying. Like that part was truly annoying. That whole listening to the iRacing director figure everything out. And then he was like, "Yeah, we have to stick to the TV window." And I can respect that. And NBC doesn't have to put it on TV right now, and it's helping IndyCar exposure, which is definitely important.
Yeah, obviously I didn't see all of that. But I would have to agree that the TV window is obviously important and it is set no matter what happens in the race. And that's even for a live real life race. So I think they got to err toward the side of safety on that and follow the TV window.
I'll definitely acknowledge that NBC and NBC Sports is important, but I'm going to side with putting on the best show possible because you do have to utilize that window to the best of your ability. And so to me, having a 20-car virtual pileup, how hard is it to restart? You create a new lobby, have everybody do one pace lap, and then go again. Versus what do they end up doing? Like 6 caution laps with 37 million black flags and 48 fast repairs. So to me, I'll be the ignorant guy and just say, how hard was it to go, reboot everything and just do it all over again?
So the only problem with that, from my limited iRacing knowledge, is everybody's internet connection. Some guys have great internet connections. If you start a new lobby, rebooting into the new lobby is not necessarily a super speedy process. It'd probably still take 5 to 7-ish minutes to get that up and running. And if you lose 7 minutes of broadcast window, then a pace lap, that's 8 or 9 minutes right there. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I think ultimately, if there was a quicker way to do that, that would definitely be the right way. But I don't know if it can be done in a speedy enough time, like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, the 5 pace laps is to me just as bad. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there probably is a happy middle somewhere, but I think, they should have restarted it and just hoped that they got it right this time. Because that was definitely, I think, yeah, ultimately the way to avoid it is to just not crash. But I think that's kind of crying over spilled milk at that point. Anyways, there was the Road to Indy iRacing series that was once again won by Philippe Dennis. He has won every single round, including this one at Indianapolis. So he's definitely got a commanding championship lead. And then as far as our predictions at Michigan, I'm going to go ahead and go first. I had Marco, who got 29th place. I think he was one of those who couldn't actually repair his car, which I don't quite understand. His fast repair didn't repair part of his suspension, which kind of defeats the purpose of the fast repair. Mike got Will Power, who finished 4th, and Jess had Dale Jesus, who finished 3rd. Now, given that I'm the one reading it this week, Will Power was technically the fastest car on track and was the first guy to finish out of his strategy. Therefore, I'm going to declare Mike the winner.
I was not expecting that. I honestly, I am honestly at a loss for words because I was willing to, I was okay with losing to Jess because it was only by 1 spot and you lost by 25 spots. So that's all I really cared about. I honestly wish you could see
Yeah, Jess's face is fantastic. Okay, go ahead, Jess.
So when I made my prediction, Dale Jesus didn't even have an invite to the race.
And
I'm pretty sure I should win this one.
He won, or he finished 3rd on fuel strategy. I mean, a real winner would have won on the fuel strategy, not finished 3rd.
Can I defer to Jess?
What do you mean?
I mean, he wasn't even invited yet when I picked him.
Matt, this is your worst answer ever.
I'm backing you up, man. What are you talking about? My worst answer ever. I once thought air balloons were filled with helium.
That's fair.
You can't give me this crap. It's just like you saying that's your worst answer ever. And I'm like, no, you thought Scott Dixon was an American. We all have that one moment on here where it's just like, ugh.
Never happened.
Anyways, so by a vote of 1-2, I clearly won that one, and Mike is the winner this week because that's how voting works. So, hey, I'm just
math. Also,
I'm just reading the rundown. Don't laugh at me. The next stop, thankfully, is another cool track in Twin Ring Motegi. Last time they ran the oval there was in 2010. They did run the road course there in 2011, but they are going to be running the oval for the race this Saturday. Who do we got as your guys' winners?
I'm going to go with Sage Karam. He's been strong all 3 races. Got caught up in some drama again in Michigan, but he did lead a bunch of laps again this weekend. So I will go back to picking Sage again.
I really feel like it's going to be an out of left field person, but I have literally no idea who is doing this because I am also mostly staying off social media. So I'm missing all the people commenting saying they want to do it. So I'll go with Connor Daly.
If we're going by who has the best Twitch stream, then Connor would win. I'm gonna go with Alex Palou. Why not? I like him. He's a cool dude.
I think that's a good pick. He had a good race until I think he got caught out with the fuel strategy there. But moving on, touching on the Pit Lane Parley leagues, Matt's Xbox League had round 5 at Spain last night. He won again, the 4th win in 5 races. It was a pretty good race. I caught part of it on Matt's Twitch stream. They've got a whopping 15 entries at Monaco next week, so that should be a bloodbath. And the PlayStation League last week, we were in China. I got caught out by, I don't know, some sort of netcode PlayStation issue.
There's no such thing as netcode in PlayStation.
I know. I don't know what happened. I had damage on minimal, and somehow my tire ended up not on my car anymore. I don't know what happened, but David Lighting won by a commanding 97,000 seconds. He actually spun, caught the car, and was still up by about 58 seconds after spinning. That's when you know you're having a really good race. So we will be at Baku tomorrow night, which I guess at this point, by the time you're listening, was 2 days ago. So tune in on Twitch. If you'd like to join the league or either league, please reach out to us and we will continue on.
So guys, if you missed it, I challenged the co-host to it ended up being a face-off. We were trying to decide
Face off.
yeah, you like that one. I knew I was gonna get one of you guys. We were trying to decide some good games to play and give you video of us playing them while we are all in quarantine. So this first week we played Face the Cookie. And basically, you started with a cookie on your forehead, and the goal was to get it in your mouth without using your hands, essentially. So go check that out. It's on YouTube, and we have put it on Twitter, Facebook, all of those fun places for you. Go check it out and look for upcoming challenges. We haven't made them up, so we are looking for ideas, guys. If you have ideas, let us know.
Yeah, and real quick before I turn it back to Jess, quick Team Pit Lane shout outs, and thank you for their continued support. It definitely means a lot during this these difficult times. Thank you to Keith Tyron, Mike Silver, and my buddy Jake Neely, and everybody who continues to listen and subscribe. We really appreciate it.
All right, guys. So last week I totally threw you for a loop when I challenged you to, well, what turned into Face the Cookie. This week I'll just ask you a question that has to do with Face the Cookie. I want to know what you guys' favorite kind of cookie is. I didn't think it would be this hard. You both are like, wait a minute.
No, it's at the Minnesota State Fair. There's a company called Sweet Martha's that makes cookies, and they're the best thing ever. So I'm gonna go with the Sweet Martha's chocolate chip cookie from the Minnesota State Fair.
Are they warm?
Oh, absolutely, and they're fantastic.
Yep.
Anything from, I think it's a chain, but I've been to the one in Philly. Insomnia Cookie is very good.
Yeah, there's one in my college town.
Oh, that's cute.
Wow, way to be rude about it. Hang on, I'm Googling how many cookies they actually go through at the state fair. Just give me 1 second here.
I bet it's a lot. It seems like
it's
it would be a lot.
absurd. So like, out of all the vendors at the state fair, like the third most selling place has like $1.8 million. The second has like $2.5 million, and Sweet Martha's has $8 million. It's like absurd how many cookies they sell.
So when is your state fair, and can you send me some?
It is August. It's 2 weeks before Labor Day is when it starts, and then it stops on Labor Day.
Yeah, that's like the 500 this year. So you're definitely going to have to bring some down when you come for the 500.
Hang on, just tell me how many you sell. They sell $3 million profit. Today they average about 30,000 cookies during the 2-week period, I think. I can't tell.
That's a lot of cookies.
Can't tell. That must be wrong. That's probably like per day.
That's a lot of butter. Think about how much butter that is.
Yeah, I'll send you guys a video. They show you like how they make them all, and it's just like literally a factory within a stand. It's insane.
Nice. So yeah, I'm gonna go with I like pumpkin everything. So you can get pumpkin cookies, and definitely warm. If they're warm, they like melt in your mouth. Oh, yeah. So that's my weakness is warm pumpkin cookies.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got it completely wrong. They do 3 million cookies in 12 days.
My God, that's a lot of cookies.
Yeah, it's insane. It's fantastic, though.
Yeah, you're definitely bringing those down to Indy for us.
I will. I'll do my best.
There's no doing your best. You are bringing those down.
There is no excuses in life, Matthew. It is only bring cookies or don't come.
I expect a lot of cheese in return then.
No problem.
Okay.
And you're coming from the cheese state. What is happening? Shouldn't you also be bringing cheese?
What? Kraft singles?
Never mind. We'll provide the cheese. You bring the cookies.
Sounds good. Just keep it simple. All right. I got these guys in our facts game that we do every week. So we're going to give you 3 facts about a driver who's raced in INDYCAR within the last 5 years. And it's your job to name the driver. I totally got you guys beat this week, by the way. All right. I was born in Saviano, Italy. I have 110 GP2 starts to my name. And my third fact is my only podium came in 2015 at Toronto when I was teammates with Joseph Newgarden.
Luca Filippi.
God, how do you not know what country Scott Dixon's from, but you know that?
I don't think you knew the country, but it was the other ones.
I was able to put 2 and 2 together, but honestly, I was going to do Luca Filippi 2 weeks ago, and I looked up his stats, so
You basically cheated without knowing you cheated.
whatever.
He cheated in advance. Is that a thing?
Don't think so.
Yeah, it's not called studying, it's called cheating in advance.
Cheating in advance. That's only for you. The rest of us is studying.
God, I thought you had you guys. Next week next time I do it, I'm gonna do Colton Herta.
Weird facts like what I did. That's what you got to do is weird facts. You can't do the normal stuff.
Well, I wanted
You
to throw
started out good.
I wanted to throw one in there where it's like, oh, okay, I think I might know who you're talking about, rather than his distant cousin's third aunt was a beekeeper.
Whatever. I won, didn't I?
No, Mike thought he won after the 10 hints we got.
I was just having fun.
Oh, okay.
On that note, some positive news for the week, guys. We will go through our positive stories. I'll start. General Motors in Kokomo, Indiana, and Michigan, I think the Warren, Michigan plant, are making portable ventilators and face masks for people who are sick and people on the front lines battling the COVID-19 virus. So great that they're able to convert 2 plants to use in this time of need. So hats off to General Motors.
So I will go next because mine is actually very similar. A Spanish automaker called SEAT, SEAT, has developed a ventilator using some car parts, specifically the little motor from windshield wipers. So that's awesome, and it seems like they're pumping those out. The story doesn't actually give how many they're able to make, but at least they're using parts they already have on hand to make it a little quicker.
Super cool. Mine is actually non-racing related. It's actually to John Krasinski. Many of you know him as Jim Halpert from The Office, but he's actually producing a show right now from home called Some Good News. And it's basically kind of what we're doing here with our 3 stars. They're basically kind of recapping some of the cool things they're seeing on social media and just sharing interesting videos and basically trying to put a smile on people's faces. And Sammy actually showed this to me this last week, and the most recent one as of Tuesday, was him and the Boston Red Sox actually donating 4 of their seats at Fenway Park to the workers at a local hospital for them to come to any game anytime they want once baseball starts back up. So again, it's just cool to see John and the producers of the show and whatnot producing a show that puts a smile on people's faces and highlights some of the good things happening around the world right now.
Yeah, very cool. I like both of those. Just that technology seems very interesting, and I don't quite understand how it works, but seems cool. And obviously, as a big fan of The Office and University of Scranton graduate, anything John Krasinski does, I'm a big fan of, and he's usually a huge stand-up dude. So I guess that will wrap it up this week, guys. Thank you for listening. Stay safe. Stay tuned to our YouTube. I'm sure we'll be putting more stuff up there soon. And unless there's anything else, Jess can go ahead and sign us off.
And guys, keep your lug nuts tight.